What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, and I am back for another wrestling video. This time, we're doing Hell in a Cell, and I'll be honest, before the SummerSlam one, I know I told you, like, ooh, this was my record for the last pay-per-view. I didn't check this time, so somebody please go back to my SummerSlam video. Let me know, was I good, was I bad? I kind of feel like I was on the mark yet again, however, I could have been wrong about a couple, so if someone wants to go and do that, I just didn't before this one. But I'm talking about Hell in a Cell this weekend, this Sunday. Gonna go through each match, tell you what I think, then give you who I want to win, give you who I think is gonna win, and then we kind of continue this down below in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get it started. Actually, before we get it started, I forgot the most important part. I order these in what I'm least excited to, all the way to what I'm most excited for. So that's the ordering of it. But without further ado, let's get with it. Hell in a Cell predictions. And the first one on the docket, we've got the mixed match tag team. We've got Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella on one side, and then we got the It couple, The Miz, Maurice on the other. This is one where, I'll be honest, I don't care who wins it. I am not rooting for The Miz. I'm not rooting for Daniel Bryan, because really that's who this match is going for, is who's going to get that storyline put, well, not really push, but who's going to get that storyline momentum into the, I think it's the Super Showdown, where The Miz and Daniel Bryan are going to have a match to see who's going to be the #1 contender for the SmackDown title. I think this one, yes, we got everything from SummerSlam. The Miz, Maurice giving him the brass knuckles so he could hit Daniel Bryan in the face. I think this one's going to come down. It's going to be a phenomenal match, because all four of them are phenomenal wrestlers, especially The Miz and Daniel Bryan. And my prediction, I think I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, only because of this. Miz and Maurice do not need the push. They have, obviously, their USA show, Miz and Mrs. They are very popular, whether you love them or you hate them. And Daniel Bryan is one that the fans can get around, obviously. Yes, yes. And then the most important is Brie Bella. The Bella twins coming back. I know that Bellas are going to be on Raw, but they have a little thing, and they have I think it's the Riot Squad, one of the pay-per-views coming up. I think it's Evolution. They're going to have a tag team with the Riot Squad, kind of to build some momentum with that matchup with the Bella twins. I think that Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella are going to get the win. This one should be a phenomenal match. Might be the first match of the night. I don't really know, because there's a lot of championships. There's a lot of titles on this card. But yeah, this is one that could be a nice starter to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But I have to go with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella to beat The Miz and Maurice. And then we move on into the Raw Women's Championship. And this is one that, if you watched my SummerSlam video, I was very excited about this one. Now it's almost a complete 180 for me coming into Hell in a Cell, and that's because I am, and this is, I've said this in past videos, I've talked to Jake and I on Twitter, have gone back and forth about this. I am not a fan at what the WWE is doing with Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. And the reason why I'm not happy with it is, I understand why they're doing it. She's immensely popular, and it's going to help sell merchandise like t-shirts and everything. But I didn't like how they just said, oh, Ronda Rousey's here? Here's a title. I felt like at SummerSlam, they should have given the title, or kept the title, with Alexa Bliss, had Ronda go through some adversity. Eventually, like at Hell in a Cell, take the title from Alexa. But for me, it's been rubbing me the wrong way how they've been handling the Ronda Rousey situation, handing her the title, making her the baddest woman on the planet. And I feel like this one's going to be this one could have easily been the first one I talk about. But I mean, honestly, this is one where we all know who's going to win. It's going to be Ronda Rousey. I'm going to be cheering for Alexa Bliss, because I want a little bit of conflict with this championship. Like, I don't want it just to be Ronda dominates each and every match. I want a little bit of like, ooh, Alexa's got it. Now Ronda's got to get the title back. But I know what WWE is going to do. They're going to keep the title on Ronda. Alexa is just going to basically lose this one. They'll move on into the next story, the next feud with Ronda Rousey, and we'll be sitting here going, man, that could have been much more. So for me, that's why kind of the 180 on this one, but I'm going to be rooting for Alexa Bliss. You guys saw my Moment of Bliss shirt if you guys watched the Onside Kick this week. But my prediction is they're going to keep the title with Ronda Rousey at Hell in a Cell. And then we got to move on from the red brand back to the blue brand, and we are looking at the New Day going up against Happy Rusev Day. Yeah, I'm not Aiden English, but I try. I try my best. How'd you guys like the little Aiden English pose? I didn't have the microphone, but, you know, Aiden English, if you're ever sick, tag me in, bro. I'm good for it. I was a music major, so I think I'm good for it. But this one, I'm torn on this one. I love Rusev Day. I was so upset when they were doing their little feud with Aiden and Rusev, and I was like, why are we doing this? They should be friends together. And now they're friends and happy again. But they're going up against the New Day, and I love the New Day. If you guys watched, I think it was the Fast Break a couple weeks ago, I have a New Day shirt. They're one of my favorite tag teams. So for me, you know I'm going to be rooting for Xavier, Kofi, Big E, and the New Day, but I'm not going to be upset if they go ahead and give it to Rusev Day. However, I have a hard time thinking they're just going to say, hey, New Day, here was the title, so you can become not just our one-time, not just our two-time, but our five-time WWE, yeah, you guys get it, five-time WWE Tag Team Champions. I kind of have it, like, I'm not going to be happy if they're like, yeah, we just gave it to you so you can be five-time. Now we're just going to give it to Rusev Day. I'm picking the New Day to win this, retain the titles over the new tag team, or now the tag team of Rusev Day and Aiden English. And then we move into a very, now as they keep going, very interesting match. We've got AJ Styles on one side. We got Samoa Joe on the other for the SmackDown WWE Championship. And this is one where I was kind of thinking about this one on my drive to the studio today, because where does WWE go? If you look at the information for the Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia, that'll be coming up in about a couple of weeks in October, there's a match between Daniel Bryan and The Miz that is it decides who becomes the #1 contender for the WWE title. So if you're thinking about that, how would that implicate the WWE title? And here's how I see it. First off, if they give a push to The Miz and they make The Miz is going to win that, then AJ is going to win this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. If Daniel Bryan is the one that they plan to win in Australia, then I think Samoa Joe is going to win the tag team, or not the tag team, the WWE Championship. And the reason why I think that is Daniel Bryan's a face, Samoa Joe is a heel. Easy to put those two against each other. Vice versa. AJ Styles, babyface. I know we've kind of seen a little heelish activity when he hit Samoa Joe with the chair and everything Samoa Joe has been bringing out of AJ. Maybe they try to bring heel AJ out to go up against Daniel. I just don't see it. I see AJ as the babyface champion. And then you have The Miz, who AJ the babyface, The Miz the heel, that matchup. So which matchup do you think they're going to go with, basically? AJ versus The Miz, Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan. I feel like really The Miz or Daniel Bryan would be deserving of a title push, would be great in a title push. I think they'll pick Daniel Bryan. And because of that, I think Samoa Joe wins it this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. The other question is, how long are they going to let AJ Styles hold that championship? He's had it for a while. So do you want him to keep the title, keep it moving, or give that title some kind of change? Because I know it's not a Brock Lesnar situation. I know AJ Styles is consistently on SmackDown and he's a fighting champion, but when you have the same guy with the title year after year, pay-per-view after pay-per-view, it kind of gets a little dull. So I wonder if they're going to let Samoa Joe win the title this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. I'm going to be rooting for Samoa Joe. Even though he's a heel, I like Samoa Joe. I like what he brings to the table. I'm going to pick him to win it as well, my prediction, because I think that Daniel Bryan will win in Melbourne, Australia, and then at one of the next pay-per-views, we will see Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship belt. And then we're going to move on, staying with SmackDown, 3 in a row right from the blue brand, and this is our first Hell in a Cell matchup, and it is the Extreme, the risk taker, Jeff Hardy, going up against the legend killer, Randy Orton. And this past Tuesday on SmackDown, I was excited, I was giddy, because when Randy Orton was going up against Shinsuke, or not Randy Orton, when Jeff Hardy was going up against Shinsuke and Randy Orton got involved, within that little tussle, you saw Randy Orton pounding on the mat in the position that he's in, and I was getting giddy like, oh, we're going to see an RKO, oh, we're going to see it. And I was so upset that we didn't see the RKO out of Randy Orton. This is going to be brutal. I don't even care who wins it. I'm not pulling for Jeff Hardy. I'm not pulling for Randy Orton. I just want to see one brutal match in that Hell in a Cell. And I kind of think that Randy Orton's going to win it. And the reason why I think that is because everything that Randy Orton has kind of said he was going to do since he came out and said, I'm going to take down the people you love. You have the guy up here, I'm knocking him down a peg. Ever since he said that, you have to let him win at Hell in a Cell. You have to give that momentum. If he loses against Jeff Hardy, you kill everything that you built up with that. So that's why, for me, I think this is going to be a brutal match. Jeff Hardy is going to lose, and then Randy Orton, it's like, okay, he's for real. Who is he coming for next? And this is where I'm going to throw an extra wrench into that Daniel Bryan Miz thing. If they keep it with AJ Styles on the WWE Championship front, then maybe it's like, all right, we're going after, Randy Orton's going after Daniel Bryan because of the Yes Movement and because of how the WWE Universe loves Daniel Bryan. So that's a little wrench. Actually, it almost makes me want to change my WWE title prediction, but I'm not. I'm still going to go with Samoa Joe. But in this one, Hell in a Cell numero uno, I'm going to go with Randy Orton to beat Jeff Hardy in the cell. And then we're moving right along. Another blue brand. I believe this is the last blue brand of the video, and it is the Women's Championship. Oh my God, I am excited for this. Like, this is one, I know Jake messaged me on Twitter during the SummerSlam. He was excited about it. I was ecstatic about it. I love heel Becky Lynch. There was, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I'm watching SmackDown, and basically you get Becky Lynch and she's talking to Charlotte and she called her a bitch. And I was like, holy crap, I'm excited about that. Because usually that don't happen anymore on WWE. Like, Attitude Era, what I grew up in, yeah, you had it all the time. You had swear words, you had suck it from DX. It was just usual to see that. You might even see Lita Boober too, if Edge is on the ring in the Attitude Era. But I digress. It excited me to hear that passion. I love this rivalry that they're trying, like, that there have been building up, and now that's coming to a head. I'm going to be completely rooting for Becky Lynch in this one. I want her to be the champion. I want her to be the champion at SummerSlam, but I realized why they gave it to Charlotte. I think I even said it at that one. I'm rooting for Becky, but I think they're going to give it to Charlotte. I'm going with Becky. I'm actually going to predict Becky to win this one. Put the belt on Becky. Charlotte, if they let Charlotte win, that might take a little bit of momentum out of Becky. You got to let Becky win it, because then we get a rematch with her and Charlotte, another great match potentially. So I'm going to be rooting for Becky. I'm picking Becky to be the SmackDown champion after Hell in a Cell. And then we get into the last two, and I'm just going to package these two together because you guys will understand with my discussion. So the first one I'm going to talk about, Hell in a Cell, Universal title, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns. You got Mick Foley as the special guest referee. Here's what I think is going to happen. Basically, Mick Foley is in this match. He's going to screw somebody over. It is going to happen. The question is, who's he going to screw over? Is it going to be Braun? Is it going to be Roman? And I was talking to Jake, one of our patrons on Twitter, and he was saying how, no, Mick is going to screw over Roman because of that, blah, 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 his reasoning. He thinks he's going to screw over Roman. That's the bottom line, because Ricky Widmer said so. I think he's going to screw over Braun. And the reason why I say that is whoever wins the Raw Tag Team Championship is going to win the Universal title or vice versa. I feel like this matchup, the Universal one, is going to be last. So whoever wins the tag team wins the Universal. And the reason why, keep the team with the belt. So if the Shield has the tag teams, Roman is Universal. If Dolph and McIntyre have the tag teams, then you're going to go ahead and give it to Braun. So for the tag teams, I'll give that one first. My prediction for that is I think the Shield is going to take the titles away from Dolph and McIntyre. And the reason why I say that as we snap into the Universal title is because I think Mick is going to screw over Braun. Mick is going to screw over Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns is going to retain. The Shield will walk out of Hell in a Cell with not just the Universal title, but with the tag team championships as well, fueling this rivalry, fueling it again as we head into the next pay-per-view. Because you don't let this die, this little Shield and Braun heel with Ziggler and McIntyre. You let it kind of marinate. And how do you do that? You don't let Braun win. And that may kill me because I'm wearing a Braun Strowman shirt today because, as you guys can figure, I'm rooting for Braun Strowman in the Universal title. I'm rooting for Dolph and McIntyre to beat the Shield. But I think it's going to be a Shield wins the tag team. Roman Reigns retains with the help of Mick Foley. And we're going to go into Raw on Monday with the Shield as clear champions heading into Monday Night Raw. So that to me is what I'm thinking with it. But this is where you guys let me know what you think down in that comment section. But like I said, this is where you guys come in. Let me know what you think down below in that comment section. Let me know who you got winning each of these matches and put them in your order. Least excited, most excited. Let me know in that comment section. You can also hit me up on Twitter. I am at Ricky Widmer. Tweet at me about the predictions. Tweet at me during Hell in a Cell because I'm going to be watching it live. I'm going to be tweeting about it. So hit me up on Twitter if you want to have that conversation during Hell in a Cell. I hope it's a great pay-per-view. I hope you guys have a good time. I know I'm going to have a good time watching it. And as always, have a good day, everybody.